So since I've been suffering from Watch Dogs withdrawal, I decided to look up some Watch Dogs news and I found this. What's up YouTube Revolution, ZombfectedGaming 349 at your fingertips. So today I came across something really interesting on Ideas Wiki on fandom, and it says Watch Dogs Overruled. This is not a real game, but this caught my attention and I decided to cover this because I never heard about this and I want it to be a bit more known since the Watch Dogs franchise has been swept under the rug by Ubisoft and it's kinda unfair. Ubisoft has been prioritizing their bigger franchises like Assassin's Creed and Tom Clancy's, but why not this awesome Grand Theft Auto competitor, the Watch Dogs franchise? I'm here willing to stick up for this franchise because I know this franchise has a massive cult following since I've met tons of Watch Dogs fans ever since I've been covering the Watch Dogs franchise on my channel. I can definitely tell you 100% whoever wrote this Watch Dogs Overruled concept is a major Watch Dogs fan and this deserves to be covered. I really want this guy's concept to garner attention so others can make up their own concepts and show Ubisoft that they can still get that chance to make a really good Watch Dogs game and make it into a true Grand Theft Auto competitor. There's tons of people who are fans of the open world crime genre who want a great Grand Theft Auto competitor, and as of recent years, no other game did it better than the Watch Dogs games. Saints Row used to be a really good Grand Theft Auto competitor back with the first two games in the early 2000s, but way too many people called them Grand Theft Auto clones sadly and ruined the Grand Theft Auto competitors entirely. But it's not too late. Just because Grand Theft Auto established the foundation of the open world crime genre, there is still more room to make a great open world crime game that can be close to being on par with Grand Theft Auto and garner some more competition. And I'm not saying that any of these games can get more popular than Grand Theft Auto. I'm saying that competition can help popularize these franchises and be close to being on par with Grand Theft Auto. I'll use an example. There's been tons of first-person shooter games that came out before Call of Duty and Battlefield, but they get a lot more fair competition since many talk about a lot of those games within the first-person shooter genre. Same goes for the Battle Royale genre. There's probably been tons of Battle Royale games before Fortnite, but PUBG is what popularized it, but Fortnite took it to a whole entirely new level and just made tons of the franchises make Battle Royale happen like Warzone coming into Call of Duty. But anyways guys, let's get back onto topic and let's read this guy's Watch Dogs Overruled concept. Alright, general information says, Watch Dogs Overruled is a 2023 action-adventure video game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It's the fourth installment in the Watch Dogs video game franchise and was released on PlayStation 5, Xbox 2 which doesn't exist, Nintendo Switch, and Microsoft Windows. Creative Direction says, for this game, I want it to be a much smaller story than the other games, focusing more on its open world rather than the story, although much care and attention will be put into it. Think of this game as the equivalent of Watch Dogs' version of Vice City Stories from the Grand Theft Auto series, a smaller game that still has a lot of care and creativity put into it. Here's what the guy wanted the setting, story, and main characters to be like. The story takes place in New Orleans 2005, where an early prototype of CTOS was being developed and tested by private companies and the government agencies. The story, as previously mentioned, is short, spanning over the course of only 15 or so main story missions. The player follow Max Parker, a software engineer who was wrongly accused of a crime by a glitch in the prototype CTOS and served 3 years in prison. After his sentence ended, he vowed to expose CTOS for its mistakes and what the ramifications of having such technology could be with the help of an old friend from high school, Jack Henderson. In brackets, think of him as Ned from Spider-Man Homecoming. Also, there will be heavy themes of racism featured in the story. Alright, so by the sounds of this, the guy who made this up is trying to inspire it by Mafia 3, since that game is set in a fictional New Orleans, which is called New Bordeaux, and has tons of racism in that game. Alright, let's take a look at the open world activities that this guy made up. 15 plus gang hideouts, 10 plus clothing stores, 15 plus barbershops, 25 plus side missions, 100 collectibles with mixtapes, magazines, research points, and etc. 15 plus privacy invasions, bars and restaurants, poker, fight club, and hacker battles. And here's what he named the restaurants and bars. Tom's Dine-In, a typical American fast food place. Orlando's Bar, a fancy bar visited mostly by the wealthy, rich people of New Orleans. Rosie's Family Diner, stereotypical wholesome family diner, just to name a few, that's what it says. Clubs, also too, it says the Shiny Pearl, a predominantly of African American jazz club. And what the gameplay says, the gameplay will remain about the same as Watch Dogs 2 and Watch Dogs Legion, focusing on more fun and innovative gameplay rather than realism. Also on the website, it shows concept art that the guy posted too. It's definitely very New Orleans looking for sure, and it's probably taken from real life, this one photo. But it's very reminiscent of looking like New Bordeaux from Mafia 3, and also very much looks a lot like Saint Denis from Red Dead Redemption 2, but in obviously modern form. And even though I'd rather see more like places set outside of the United States in these open world crime games, I actually wouldn't mind seeing a place set in New Orleans because we don't get much places set in New Orleans. Of course, we got Mafia 3. We also got a game that's actually a mobile game called Gangstar New Orleans. So yeah, I think a New Orleans setting would be fine. If we are going to go back to the United States in a Watch Dogs game, for example, I actually want to see a city in the US that has not been done very much. But anyways, that was the end of that Watch Dogs Overruled concept on Ideas Wiki. I will actually link this down below in the description. I also want to know from you guys, what kind of Watch Dogs concept scenarios would you guys come up with? Share your thoughts down below. But that's all for now. If you enjoy Watch Dogs, consider dropping a like on this video and consider subscribing to the channel and ding that bell icon really hard so I can always stay within fast reach of your fingertips when new uploads arrive. ZombfectedGaming 349 over and out. Revolution.